Good afternoon. All right, so tonight we're gonna have with us Brandi. So I'm going to add her on the live. Hi, how are you
I'm
doing?
so blessed. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's
It's
so
so good
nice
to
to
see
be
you. I
with
miss
you.
you.
I know it's been so long. I was thinking about it the other day, August. Oh my gosh, I need to make a trip down there because yeah, it's been a couple
Atlanta
of years.
has changed since the last time you were here,
Really?
to be quite honest.
Oh my gosh, like is that good in a good way or?
I mean, there's good and bad in everything, but a lot has changed for sure. So,
I see the lips. Okay.
it's just definitely not the same. Yeah.
I guess I'll have to come and see for
Yes,
myself. Oh my
exactly.
God.
Yes, yes, yes. How was New York?
New York girl.
I see the lips. I see the lips.
I've been avoiding certain conversation, just for the sake of my mental
Yeah.
health. But
Yeah.
yes,
Well, you look great. You look really great.
thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks. Been working on some stuff. So yeah. Can't wait to share, but it's coming further down the road maybe. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear. I know it's going to be great and impactful.
Right, thanks. So I know you got something coming up right after this, so I'm gonna try not to keep you too long. So
Oh, thank you.
once again, thank you for being with me this afternoon. So today we'll get to know Brandy a little bit more, and yeah, I'm gonna ask you some questions.
For sure. I'm ready to
So
answer.
I know like you're this amazing person, and you know, we met a couple of times, we did a couple of events together. But the first question, can you share with our audience how this all of this started?
I think in my youth, growing up in Georgia, everybody sings in the choir. And so
Mm.
it was just always a thing to be at church and to be at church rehearsals for choir. And then once I got a little older, I realized that it was much more than just something that I do for God, but yet the only thing, like the main thing I do for God. And so I started taking it professional, maybe like 2021
Hmm.
ish. That's when I released my first single. And yeah, we've just kind of been hitting the road running since then.
So that's great. And did you have anybody who inspired you in particular?
Yeah, so like one of my biggest inspirations is actually one of my family friends. Her name is Andrea Mills, and she is a phenomenal poet and singer and actress and voice actor. And she introduced me to Whitney Houston at a very young age, at 3. And she sung her songs so often, I thought that those were her songs. And then once I started hearing them, like, on the radio and records, I was like, oh. And then from there, I had a love, from Whitney Houston. But I love all type of music. I'm from a really small town, so like Southern rock, like rock, the Allman Brothers, jazz,
Mhm.
Etta James, just all kind of people who are just really soulful.
That's so great. And you had the chance to perform in a lot of different places and meet a lot of different people. Can you share with us something, what you think is the most important things that you have learned so far, and what different this that you learned made for you?
I feel like, consistency is key to anything. And, I went through a lot of challenges in 2023. And it caused me to take somewhat of a hiatus. But I also know that choosing yourself and following the gift that God has given you is
Mhm.
always going to supersede anything you may be going through. So the biggest lesson for me that I've learned is just continuing to stay consistent and to stay grounded and remember like the start of it all.
Yeah, start of it all. I like that. Never forget where you come from.
Yeah.
And what do you think is the best compliment that you received so far?
The best compliment I ever received, it was from a group of individuals. I was on this television show called The GOAT. I believe it's still on Tubi. It was like an empowerment motivational show. And all of the judges collectively said together, like, what we love about you the most is that your energy, we can feel your energy before you walk in the room. And to me, that's just an indicator of God and God's presence in my life because That's the only thing that I feel like someone could feel before I walk in the room is the Holy Spirit. So to me, that's just like my connection to God is speaking volumes. So to me, that's the
Okay. Okay. Next question. Sometimes, our parents, they don't always understand what we're doing. So
yeah.
I wanted to ask you, how would your parents describe what you're doing for a living right now?
How do they feel at this moment?
How, yeah, how would they describe it if somebody ever asked them, what does your daughter do for a living? What would they say?
What would they say about what I do for a living?
Hmm.
Um, too much. No, they would. I would think that they would describe me as a singer, songwriter, actress, motivational speaker, and overall hustler, dealer of hope.
Okay, we gotta come back to the hustling part, but okay.
Yes, yes. Good, good. There's good ways of hustling. It's all bad. Yeah.
Um, what would you say is your biggest accomplishment to date?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
It's okay. What would you say is your biggest accomplishment to date?
My biggest accomplishment is definitely my children.
Um,
I guess in some ways that might sound cliche, but they are my biggest blessing, my biggest gift um, to myself, of course, but also like I feel like to the world, it's my contribution. It's a little piece of me and all that I believe in. Um, and besides my children, being able to be on the radio, in the UK as well as being on the radio in the States. Shout out to Super Dave from 107.9 in Macon, Georgia. Like that felt so good in the same week to be playing overseas for one single and another single to be playing here. So that means a lot to me because as an entertainer, like that's one of our biggest dreams, right? It's
mhm.
like that one day I'm going to make it to the radio. And so hearing it and having that experience, it was amazing.
That's great. But you deserve everything. You're such a great person. So
Likewise, seriously.
thank you. I know sometimes, people they see us on social media, on TV, and they have this conception of our life and who we are. So I wanted to ask you, what is something that you think people tend to misunderstand about you?
That's a great question. I feel like sometimes my boldness and my vulnerability can sometimes be taken for, I feel like maybe like a cry for sympathy or like I want to continue to tell a soft story. But I realized me telling my testimony is a part of the test because I don't feel like God places us through certain situations for us to keep that to ourselves because otherwise, how is God going to get the glory? So I would say that probably just like, you know, me telling my testimony, some of the things that I've endured. That's how we met, right? It was like a
Yeah,
testimonial
exactly.
moment. And sometimes I feel like that can be a misconception that we somehow want sympathy or we're still in sorrow, but we're actually in so much joy and we want to continue to push that to anyone who may be enduring and going through anything similar.
This
Yeah.
part I can actually totally relate with you because I tend to have the same thing
Yeah.
a lot. Okay. So now, if you could go back in time and talk to your 18 years old self, what advice would you give
I
her?
would tell her that she does not need love from anyone but God. And no matter who left her or couldn't stay around or who couldn't hold her when she was younger, it does not define her future and where she's headed and where she's going. That she's beautiful, that there are imperfections, but that is the beauty in it all. That you will be successful, that all your dreams will come true. You will find love, you will have your family, and that it'll be okay. Yeah,
It will be okay.
it'll be okay.
And Brandy, where do you see yourself in a couple of years?
You know, I see myself wherever God wants me to be. I used to be so like steadfast on I have to have this done and this done. And I do believe that we should still have goals and things that we want to achieve, but I no longer want to be in control of that. I know people say manifestation is real and that you gotta manifest it, but I'm definitely in the seasons where like I just want God to like lead it all the way out. Like however you see fit, God, whatever it is you want me to do. That's where I see myself on God's side, serving God, and prayerfully, like still singing, making great music, acting, motivation, speaking, um, just trying to be the best version of myself.
It's amazing, right? How we become a little bit wiser as we get older.
Right. Like,
Like, yeah, I guess God, I hear you. I'm gonna sit
yeah.
down and relax, take it one day at a time, because I'm not in control. Good. And what advice would you give to anyone who's listening and who would like to pursue the same career that you are pursuing right now?
It's not easy, but it's not supposed to be. And I feel like if it's something that you are really supposed to be doing, then it is going to be challenging. It is going to be hard. You can't only do things for money. There's going to be a lot of opportunities that present themselves, and it's going to be no money involved. I like to use us as an example. When I met you, that was
Mhm.
such a beautiful event. I didn't ask for a dime, didn't want anything because I wanted to talk about my story and what I endured. I met a beautiful woman named P. Brown, and I've done so many huge shows with her. I met you, and you flew me to New York and got me and my manager a hotel, and you took great care of us. But what if I wouldn't have gone to that show? That
Mhm.
wasn't payment. There was no payment for that show. I would have never met you, and I never would have had these experiences that I've had. And so I think I would just encourage artists to leave the money to the side.
Mhm.
Once you get to a fulfilled place in your career where you can stand on your own, where you can have 20, 30, 40 people come out to your shows, then you want to really start getting big and bold about money. Until then, keep your day job.
Like that.
And
Oh
keep
my
faith
God.
alive. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Keep faith and hope alive. Yeah.
Thank you so much, because like I had actually forgotten about all of this, and you're bringing back so much
Oh yeah.
memories.
It,
Like,
it, it meant so
oh,
much to me, more than you know. Yeah. Yeah.
thank you. Ah, you're making me emotional.
I
All
love
right.
you. You got that.
Yeah. It was great. Oh my gosh, wow. I feel like it was yesterday now that you're saying it. Um, I know that you're playing tonight, right? I don't know if you want to share some detail about the event,
No,
and
yeah, no,
otherwise work
absolutely.
can.
I'm actually
Go
just
ahead.
here helping kind of coordinate the event. So
All right.
what we do is monthly, we do like for those who are into astrology, we do like fire signs, air signs, water signs. So tonight is a celebration for all of the fire signs, Aries, Sagittarius, Leos. And so we're here at Trap City Cafe in Atlanta. And yeah, we're excited. We have live performances, we have models coming, fire drummers, contortionists. Like it's a huge event. We're really excited to be here. So try to get the little thing in there for you so y'all can see that.
Oh, got it. Okay. Okay. All right. It's amazing. I wish you all the best for tonight. And where can anyone connect with you after this live if they want to, like, invite you to play, sing, or reach out, ask question,
So
all that
everything
good
is
stuff.
Brandi Little Music. And of course it's Brandi with an I. So that's where my email is. You can find me on YouTube, all music platforms. It's just Brandi Little. And yeah, I answer my DMs when it's about business.
All right. Most important thing. Okay. Thank you so much for being with me tonight.
Thank you
And
for
that's all I
asking.
had for you tonight. And yeah, and hopefully we'll get to connect for other event. And it's always a pleasure.
Yes, I'm just a phone call away. Let me know when you want me to come back to New York.
Oh my gosh, listen, anytime.
I had a good time. So
Yes, always.
yeah, maybe we need
So
to switch. Maybe I need to come to New York for a few months. You come to Atlanta.
I don't know about all that, but okay. I'm open to new experiences.
Well, I hope your son is doing well. He's such a beautiful,
It's
very
great. It's
talented
great.
child. The whole world's gonna know his name one day. He's so
Oh my gosh,
amazing.
thank you
Yeah.
so much. That means a lot to me. He's going to high school next year.
Oh,
I'm so not ready for
wow.
this.
Yeah.
So tall.
Yeah. So quickly.
Yes. Thank you so much once again, Randy. And then can't wait, like I said, for other cooperation and all the good things.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Likewise.
All right.
Bye.
Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.